never, never, never.
Thank you, Billy. We allow that beautiful song to just take us right into our meditation. So again, if it's comfortable, allow your eyes to close as you become still. And we just receive that breath, just like the wind, flowing into our lungs and then out again. And when we breathe, flowing into our lungs and then out again. And when we breathe like this, it just reminds us of our oneness. Oneness with each other, oneness with spirit, oneness with all life on planet Earth and beyond. And so from this place of oneness, of connection, of perfect love and empathy and kindness and truth and sweetness and joy, we just step into a meditative moment, allowing our minds to become still, breathing into the space we've created, and just allowing whatever it is that Spirit would like to bring to you this beautiful Sunday morning, allowing it to drop in. And it could be the answer to a question you've been wondering, or an inspiration that you've been thinking about, or it could be something unexpected. So we just stay open, we get still, we let it drop in. And also, if something doesn't drop into right now, we know that we've created a space for it. So from this silence, from this open space, you take a few moments in the silence. Enjoy your meditation. And now we'll stay in this quiet space and do some treatment, some healing work, knowing the truth of the world and ourselves. And so in a moment, I'll invite you to speak aloud the name or the situation of someone or something that you would like to shine that healing light of wholeness upon. And we will do that as a group as we create this space of wholeness and wellness and oneness with spirit where all is good. And it's a place that is always the truth, but we have to remind ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we have to remember to turn towards spirit and say yes to this good. So right now, if there's any person or place or situation on the planet that you would like to shine this healing light on, to send this vibration of healing, go ahead and speak the name or names aloud right now. feeling the energy of all these souls and situations and adding them on to all those who've reached out in our community for healing. We just shine this loving light of oneness with Spirit upon this, including anyone who is putting forth a name, knowing the truth of who all of us are, one with Spirit, on our divine journey towards our Dharma, our purpose, walking it with love and empathy and openness and kindness and in community so that we can be part of the unfoldment of a better world, more kind, more just, more equitable, more loving. And this is the work we do together. And so I just see this unfolding so easily, so divinely in perfect flow right now in this room and reaching out across our community, our state, our country, the planet and beyond. This healing divine energy, this reminder of the oneness with Spirit or God or the universe or nature or whatever word you use to define that divine energy which has created all of us. And so with great joy, with great gratitude, I release this word into the law, knowing that as we speak it, as we form it in our minds, that it is done and that all is truly well. And together we say, and so it is. All right, now we're going to have another song from Billy.
I want to make a music video out of it, and we're going to go to Paris in October and video, in cafes and have people dancing together, and then we want to have it go international in different countries. So anyway, I'm going to play it for you. It's called No Matter What You Say or Do. Hit it! All right. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't hear it. There you go. Oh, yeah. Like a window pane, I see through you. No matter what you say or do, you can't hide your heart. And any fool could see that you love me too. Honey, can't you see? You're part of you, you're part of me. No matter what you say or do, it's you for me and me for you. Say you don't want me, you close the door. Once I said to you before, don't hold no truth, but soon enough you'll be running back for more. Oh, honey, can't you see? I'm proud of you, I'm proud of me. No matter what you say or do, it's you for me and me for you. you. That's the idea of the songs. Anyway, I'm going to sit down now. But, down there.
Most people are trying to get rid of ours. I'm sure we could. I love the way things just work out. I love the way things just work out sometimes. Not only did Billy and I dress alike today, and Marcy did too. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, yeah. But you also sang that Cat Stevens song, which you could never have known was part of my spiritual journey. So thank you for that. Yes. It also turns out to be a weather forecast because we have high winds and red flag warnings coming up for the next 48 hours. So you must have known that too. Some of you may remember that very many years ago, Lily Tomlin used to get on stage, long before she had TV shows or was doing any movies. She'd get on stage and do great comedy skits. And one of the series of talks that she would talk about would be things that made her afraid. Well, she wasn't really afraid. It was all part of the comedy. But she came up with great things like, I worry that someday beanbag chairs may be antiques. I worry that drugs may make us more creative than we really are. I remember hearing that for the first time and just stopping in my tracks when she said that. Not that I was doing any drugs to enhance my creativity, but just it made me think about my creativity. It made me think about possibility. It made me wonder, how much creativity do we really have? Do we all really have the same amount, but some people use it more than others? Can we lose our creativity? Can we enhance our creativity? How does all of that work? And it was long before AI, so we didn't have to worry about that. We were talking about true, authentic, native creativity at the time. The answer, of course, is yes. Yes, we can lose our creativity. And we've learned that over the years. But I've also learned, and you probably have too, that we can build our creative muscles. We can be the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of creativity if we know how to do that and how to really build that. It's not just creativity, it's possibility. Creativity is possibility if we want to look at it that way. So that's what this talk is about today. It's going to go through a couple of different paths to get there, but it's about how to reboot our creativity and how we can create possibility in our lives. And because it's May, and because I'm telling you that possibility and creativity are a choice that we all get to make, I call the talk Thou Mayest. Lily Tomlin has nothing to worry about. Well, not only am I a fan of Lily Tomlin, but I'm also a big fan of John Steinbeck and the work that he did over the years. There were times when his characters were a little bit racist, and late in his life he admitted that to a certain extent. But I'm talking about something else that he gave us. I'm talking about looking beyond the characters that Steinbeck gave us and wrote about, beyond the storyline, into the words and the phrasing and the sentence structure, because I'm such a word geek. I can't write anything like Steinbeck wrote, but I really enjoy and appreciate the work of a master. It's so nice. One of Steinbeck's books that had a big influence on me is called East of Eden. If you have read that, you know that it takes place in and around Salinas. And I actually went there at one time to a couple of times really, to see some of the locations that he wrote about in the book. It was fascinating to see because his family really did live there. He really did live there. And so did his characters. So that combination of real life and creativity in fiction, all kind of being interwoven, just fascinated me. There is a lengthy segment in East of Eden that I want to tell you about. It's a conversation between a character named Lee and a character named Adam. And they're talking about a biblical exploration. The topic is the book of Genesis. And the exploration is around the translations of the Bible. And the word being explored is Timshel. In our letter system, we would spell it Timshel. I don't know Hebrew, so I'm not even going to try. But it's a Hebrew word, Timshel, and it means thou mayest. Now, I am a metaphysical minister. I'm not a Bible reading person. I'll just tell you that right out. Lee wasn't either. The character Lee in East of Eden was a person of Chinese descent, but he had this group of people around him in Chinatown in San Francisco who would explore concepts of various faith traditions and find out a little bit more about what they meant so that they could put them to use. So that's where this story takes us, that's within East of Eden. Lee told Adam that he didn't believe much of what was in the book of Genesis personally, but he found some concepts there that he could put to use. And that's what I love about all the faith traditions. We can just grab the concepts that apply to us and put them to use. It's such a great gift that we have. Lee took the word Timshel, took this word and took it back to Chinatown and had all of the old men in the group explore the word, explore all the translations, and try to figure out what it meant. And then he came back to Salinas to talk to Adam again. Now, the context of the word Timshel in the book of Genesis is where we read about humankind, they said mankind, humankind's relationship with sin. Lee and his friends came up with 3 different translations of Timshel and 3 different definitions that they could talk about. One is a passage, as a translation, where the word Timshel is a command. You have to overcome sin. You just have to. It's a command from God. Timshel means you have to overcome sin. It's a chore, and we have no choice about it whatsoever. Then there's another version, another translation, where Timshel is sort of a gift from God. We can be relieved of sin, maybe along the lines of grace. We can be relieved of sin, but it's still not our choice. It's something passive in this definition. It's something that God gives us. No real anything required on our part. We don't have to do anything, completely passive. But Lee says, and of course this is Steinbeck putting words into the mouth of a character. Lee says that there is another translation that the guys in Chinatown absolutely loved. And that translation is that Timshel means thou mayest. We have a choice. We have an option. It's up to us to decide if we want to overcome sin. But it gives us that possibility. It gives us that choice. It gives us that opportunity and that possibility. And within that, of course, is creativity. Lee tells Adam that they came to the conclusion that Timshel might be the most important word in the world because it gives us choice. It says it's up to us. We get to decide what we do. Our creativity as individuals and as a community, our creativity is connected to choice. We're not born with more or less creativity than the person sitting next to you. We have creativity, how we use it, how we interpret it. Is it art? Is it music? What is it for you? How do you use your creativity? Is entirely your choice. You get to decide. Some people wonder what to do about everything that's happening in the world today. But my choice is to look at what's happening in the world today as my call to action, rather than being troubled by it, rather than worrying about it, saying, what can I do about this? That's the choice I want to make. You all get to make your own choices, but it's all around us every day, that opportunity for creativity and that opportunity for choice. So let's look at what creativity is. I went to Google. Of course I did. I found out that Aristotle thought of creativity as a gift from the gods. I can see that. Psychology Today says creativity fosters resilience. We could all use a little resilience. There was a professor from Yale who said that creativity sometimes combines old ideas in new ways. So creativity in that definition is reinvention. And then there was another definition I found that said, creativity is a phenomenon whereby something new and valuable is formed. Creativity is a phenomenon whereby something new and valuable is formed. So why not? We're all creative people. We all have that possibility. Many years ago, not quite as long ago as Lily Tomlin was doing her stand-up routines, but almost, I saw a play really meant for children, but I was in the audience, a play called Marmalade Gumdrops. And it's a great title for a play for kids. It's all about the value of imagination and creativity. Until I saw that play, it was before Jelly Bellies were part of our lives, and before that I hadn't really thought about how many different flavors of gumdrops or Jelly Bellies there could be. I hadn't thought about that possibility and the creativity that could go into making those in different colors and in different flavors. But that's exactly one of the points that's in the play. Some gumdrops have flavor, and some gumdrops have yucky flavor. If you've ever tried the popcorn flavor of Jelly Bellies, you know some of them are not that great. Pickle, not so much either. But then there are other gumdrops that have no flavor at all. And we get to decide which one we're going to pick out of the bowl. Which gumdrop do you want? Which flavor do you choose? And the line that gave the play its title is this: imagination is like marmalade gumdrops. Once you've tried it, you'll never settle for just plain. We can always pick that special flavor of gumdrops. We always have that choice. We always have that option. And it's a part of our creativity. Why would you want to settle for just plain when there are so many great options in the world? But again, it's about how we choose our creativity and how we choose our options. Thou mayest. You always have a choice. We always have a choice. There's a great book on Amazon called Transformation, which Marcy's laughing about because she knows I wrote the book. So it just happens to be there. I'm not trying to sell it, but it just happens to be on Amazon if you are interested in it. There are several steps in this. It's a path to purpose. It's about finding your purpose. It's about finding out what it is that you could possibly do. And I want to tell you about a couple of the steps because they're part of this choice. They're part of this possibility. First of all, if you want to be creative, you have to know where you are right now. Do you have musical talent? Are you a writer? Are you an artist? Do you have any inclination in any of those areas? Or are the maths your creativity? Is there something in science that you can do that really hits you? You have to know where you are in relation to your creative talent before you can get going. I hear so many people saying, I'd love to be creative, but I'm really stuck. If you can rewind that tape and play a new one that says there's no such thing as stuck, you'll be amazed at how almost instantaneously you will find some creativity in you that you didn't know existed before. Thou mayest, Timshel. There's also a step in this process about what you're willing to release, releasing doubt about your creativity, or releasing thinking that you have to do things a certain way that holds you back from being creative. Maybe there's someone in your life that you want to release. If there's someone in your life who wants to stifle your creativity, rethink that a little bit. If there's something about your work condition or your home condition that holds you back from creativity, take another look at that and see what you can release so that you can embrace more of your creative nature. Some of those choices sound a little harsh, but they can make a big difference. And you have the choice. You have those possibilities. And then you can look at what you can embrace. What can you bring into your life that will make you more creative or allow you to use your creativity, allow you to make choices that are creative? Maybe it's music, maybe it's a meditation, maybe it's certain lighting in your environment that will enhance that creativity, but you get to decide, you get to choose. I have a friend named Jim who was in a circle of people a number of years ago, and Marcy was in that circle as well. Jim noticed something that he thought I was very good at. He said, you know, you might want to consider doing this. And what it is was not the important part of the story. The important part of the story was that I looked at him and said, I don't think so, buddy. First of all, what I said, because I was leading the class and he was in it, first what I said to him was, I ask the questions around here. Do you think I'm good at that? No, I would know if I was good at that. And he said, no, you are good at that. And I really think you should take a second look at it and see how you can work that into your creativity. And it was a public challenge, which didn't make me happy. But I walked away from it and I said, okay, what if he's right? What if this is something that I just never knew I knew how to do? Let me try it. And from that emerged something that was just a wonderful part of my life, a wonderful part of some other people's lives, and just made all the difference in the world. I never would have thought of it if he hadn't called me out on it in his own very loving way. You may not see your creativity as anything very special, but other people might. On the other hand, there are those people who might mislead you about your creativity, who might make you think that it's not really a gift at all. Case in point, when I was in 5th grade, the teachers and the principal and my parents all tried to tell me the talking in class was going to go on my permanent record and really ruin my life. And they had no idea that I was just getting ready for my career. They were so wrong. But, you know, if you know what your creativity is, if you know what your superpower is, then you can just say thank you very much and keep walking, because I may, thou mayest. I have this choice to make, and I know what I can do. Sometimes I need a little help with it, but I also know what would hold me back. And you know those things too. So you get to make those same choices that I started to make in 5th grade. There's also a step in the transformation process that's part of our topic today. It's a step called listen and say yes. There are actually two different things. There's the listening part, and then there's the saying yes part. Listen to what's in you. Listen to where that creativity is. And then don't doubt it. Say, okay, yes, thou mayest. I will make this choice. I will step into this, because another thing is, don't do it for yourself. If you say, I'm good at creating apps, developing apps, I want to do this so I can make a lot of money. Okay, you might make a lot of money. But what if you said, I want to develop this app because it will change people's lives and things won't be the same for them ever again. It will improve people in such a great way. Doing it for the universe, doing it for the greater good, is a much better and more rewarding way to use your creativity than having it be for yourself. Choose to be selfless in your creativity just because you can. We all have that choice to use our gift from the gods, as Aristotle said it, to use ideas in a new way, to foster resilience. We all make the choice to form something new and valuable, to make the world a better place, and to never settle for just plain. We all have that opportunity every day to look at what we're willing to release and what we're willing to bring into our lives. We all have that choice to use our creativity in greater ways than we've ever used it before. And every day, we have access to that amazing Hebrew word that John Steinbeck told us is the greatest word in the world, Timshel, thou mayest. Together we say, and so it is, and so we allow it to be.
Thank you, Reverend Donna. All right, so now it is our joyful time of giving, our opportunity to support the Amani Center with our gifts and tithes. As I've said before, we are an independent center, so we don't have a mother church or anyone to kind of catch us if we come up light or just support us that way. So we just work on the support of all of our community, our volunteers, and all of the tithes that come in here. So thank you so much for whatever it is that you feel called to give. Here's some ways you can do that. We have a Venmo code up here. In those white seat backs, there are little cards that have different codes for PayPal. You can always write a check. You can drop cash in the basket. You can set up a recurring check from your bank, which is what I like to do, because then I just know that my tithe of 10% of everything I bring in is going automatically to the Amani Center, to the place that I am spiritually fed. But whatever works for you, however you support the center, we just appreciate you so much. So before we pass those baskets, let's just do a little treatment over whatever it is that we're giving, whether it's our time, our treasure, our talents. If you're holding something in your hand, you can put it over your heart and just know that we are all connected to Spirit, all one with the universe, and that is divine flow, always coming through us. Our source is not our boss or our job or any other of the gigs we may set up. Our source is Spirit. Our source is God, is the universe. And it will bring this flow in, whatever we need, just as much as we need and more, and when we need it, when we are open to that, when we are stepping into that flow, by giving, by receiving, by stepping up to do that which is ours to give. And so I know that each one of us giving today is blessed by this energy of flow. And that all that is given to the Amani Center supports the center, but then goes back out into the community and to spread around our community and beyond, to further lift and just bring more good to all those connected, and we're all connected. So with great gratitude for this truth, great gratitude for the Amani Center that gives us the space to come, to be fed, to do classes, to be together in community, all the things that we need. I just release this word into the law, knowing that as I speak it, it is done with great gratitude, and that all is well. And together we say, and so it is. All right, so Gina's going to pass those baskets, and yes, you're going to come back up, Billy, and sing us another song. Oh. All right, I'll leave that there.
Okay. Are you ready?
We're ready.
You guys can sing along. It's like, I release and I let go. You know that one?
We sure do.
All right. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Yes, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Everybody. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Woo! Thank you, Billy.
Maybe you didn't know that song. Nobody was singing with me.
They know it. They're being shy.
Are you being shy out there? We're going to have to work on that. Okay.
All right.
You were singing. Okay.
On behalf of the Amani Center, I receive these gifts and tithes, knowing that they are pressed down and multiplied, going out into our community to bring flow and good, receiving and giving and beyond. And together we say, and so it is. All right, are our kids back yet? Or are they still back there hanging out? All right, I probably would hear them if they were here. So we will go ahead and stand and sing our closing song together. If you would like to hold hands, please feel free to do that. The words are going to be up on the screen. All right, here we go. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. I will meet you in grace.
We release you out into the world to do all of the good work that you are prepared to do. You know why? Because you know the most important word in the world. Go. Tim Shaw.
All right.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Billy.
And the world feels like a cage when nothing is easy or fair. I call on grace, grace, grace. This life can make you wonder the meaning of it all, and it feels just like you're going under when you fall into the hands of hope, the hands of faith, the hands of peaceful grace. At the bottom of autumn's wave, the trees shed their leaves, leaving space, and that emptiness frees up a place where we can call on grace, grace, grace. And this life can make you wonder the meaning of it all, and it feels just like you're going under when you fall, 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 fall into the hands of hope, the hands of faith, the hands of peaceful grace. When the shadows fall all around and the day disappears without a trace, when the black to lay down my fears, lay down unhappiness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. Peace is the gift that I give today. No easy shortcut. Peace is the way. I will lay down my pride, lay down self-righteousness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. Peace is the reason we're here today. No accident, we've been called by name, called to